how to say this. Okay, so the right, I saw Benny Johnson tweeted about this, and the New York Post covered it disingenuously. They both said that it's been about a year. San Francisco Mayor Daniel Lurie signed a bill paying $5 million in reparations to each black person who lives in San Francisco. Couple thoughts on this. That's not what the legislation says. The funding for that would be done privately, people who want to donate to it. It's not using any public funds or tax dollars. I know reading is hard, and reading comprehension is even harder for people on the right because they can't read. Second thing, and this is something that I've noticed over the last 20 years, almost 25 of living in San Francisco. And this, San Francisco has, let me put it this way. San Francisco is the most ethnically diverse place I've ever lived in my entire life. But there is a fair amount, and by fair amount, I mean a lot, of segregation by class, segregation by neighborhoods in San Francisco. A lot of Chinese people in Chinatown, a lot of Hispanic and Latino people in the Mission. And there are a lot of black folks in the Fillmore, which has struggled in recent years. It used to be one of my favorite places to hang out. I think the Boom Boom Room finally opened back up again after being closed for a few years. But, used to be a lot of jazz clubs there, and Yoshi's went under, and that neighborhood's been struggling. And, and there's been Bayview, Hunters Point and stuff, but the economics of San Francisco, and I thought this was just me. But within the last 6 months, I've seen more than one video from young black people, coming out of college, got a job, moving to San Francisco, who have come to San Francisco, and they make videos about walking around San Francisco, and they're like, where are all the black people? And I think reality is, it's like the economics of living in San Francisco has driven a lot of black folks out of San Francisco. There's obviously a huge, very strong black community right across the bay in Oakland, and it's cheaper to live in Oakland than it is to live in San Francisco. And there's BART and the Bay Bridge, so it's easy to get back and forth. But, something that I really don't think a lot of people in San Francisco who are on the left, especially like white liberals, want to talk about, is that just the economics of living in San Francisco has driven out a huge part of the black population from the city. And, it's something that I've seen happen over years and years and years. And, it's one of the most expensive places to live. AI is killing everybody's jobs right now. I have got so many fucking friends who've been laid off, and they're like my age. They're like late 50s, and they're just like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? And, it just, and it's not something that, at least I haven't seen. It's not something that's been addressed by our local city government at all. At all. Like, not even a little bit. Like, this reparations bill, which is supposed to gather private funds. What the hell is that? What good does that actually do for any black people who still do live in San Francisco? It goes back to a point that I've been making about San Francisco since the day that I lived here or moved here. And the same thing with the state of California itself. the local government in San Francisco obviously is all Democrats of varying shades. You know, whether they be very conservative, very liberal, they're all Democrats. You can't get elected to public office in San Francisco if you're a Republican. That's never, ever, 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 ever going to happen. So we have a city and a county with single party control. One party controls the whole thing. And we get a lot of dipshittery from our city county government in San Francisco. We get a lot of feel good white liberal dumb fuckery, you know, that gets made fun of on Fox News all the time. And our state government is not too far off. Democrats have a supermajority in the House Assembly, and they have a supermajority in the state Senate. And obviously, we have a Democratic governor and lieutenant governor. And it's the same thing. I mean, there are 40 million people living in the state. It's the most populated state in the entire country. And, you know, we just get these like white liberal Democrats at the state level who just do performative bullshit all the time. And it's just silly. It's just fucking silly. I can't stand single party rule. But, you know, because people are sorting themselves geographically all across the country, we're seeing that in more and more and more and more and more states. Granted, the states that are completely run by Democrats are economically much better off than states run entirely by Republicans. You know, because Republicans want to kill public education and they want everybody to carry a gun, and women aren't allowed to have health care, and we're heading towards women aren't going to be allowed to work outside the home in red states. And so it's like, what fucking business is going to move there? It's just, it's so dumb and short-sighted, man. I don't like single party rule at the local level. I do not like single party rule at the state level either. But it's better than the alternative because we don't have a sane functioning Republican Party anymore in this country. But I've gotten way off point. But again, it's just like, you know, I mean, when I first moved here, it must have been 2002 or 2004. I'd been here for a couple years. I volunteered for the campaign of a guy who ran for mayor against Gavin Newsome, a guy named Matt Gonzalez. I worked for his campaign. It was Green Party back then. I think he was Green Party candidate. And we all viewed Gavin Newsome at that point in time basically as a Republican. And, you know, but again, you know, and he won and he did some good stuff. You know, he did that whole first round of, you know, gay marriage at City Hall. And that was fantastic. That was wonderful to see. And, you know, but I mean, our local government does little to nothing to help the black population of San Francisco. And, you know, I mean, when I started seeing, I mean, it must have been at least a half a dozen young black people who had moved to San Francisco. And they're like, where the hell are all the black people, man? You know, they're basically gone. And our government has done absolutely nothing about that, has done nothing to try to stop that, has done nothing to try to assist that community to be able to remain in San Francisco. I mean, it's like, you know, we've lost almost all of our, you know, artists and musicians and those kinds of spaces as well to tech startup bullshit. But, you know, I think the black population in San Francisco has taken a particularly hard hit. I mean, I don't even know how many black folks are left in San Francisco, but I mean, I'd be surprised if it's more than 30 or 40,000 people in the entire city. It's just fucking crazy, you know, because it's like when you think about what this city is supposed to stand for, you know, and what it's supposed to fight for and all of this shit. And it's just capitulation to tech. That's all it is. I mean, for the last decade, 15 years, our local government has just been about capitulation to tech. That's it, period. Because they're going to bring jobs. Well, now all those jobs are fucking gone. You know, and Elon Musk uprooted Twitter, fired everybody, and moved it to Texas. So it's a shitty situation, man. It's not good.